of like this section, kind of spooky, kind of go horror movie very quickly, but kind of hauntingly beautiful in its own way. And we've got the bumping lake. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. This is crazy. Bumping Lake. I think Bumping Lake's a little bit of a undiscovered gem or hidden gem to behold. I used this as my base camp to explore the northern section of Mount Rainier yesterday. Close enough that it's really not that bad. Don't believe Google Maps because they overestimate how long it takes to go down Bumping River Road. They think it takes like 50 minutes to go down. It only takes about 20. So you're about an hour 15 away from Sunrise Rim from Bumping Lake Campground. So that's actually not that bad. So I used this as my base camp. Did Mount Rainier all day yesterday and hiked till my heart was content. Today decided to do more of a R&R day. I did drive all the way down Bumping River Road back towards the highway and stop and get as many shots of the Bumping River as I could and checked out all the campgrounds. I'd say Soda Springs, spot 20, very good. And then here, Bumping Lake, spot 45. If I was going to stay in the zone, those would be the two I would stay at. Either Bumping Lake 45, Soda Springs, spot 20, definitely the best two. This whole region, and I just looked at all of them, so hopefully you can benefit from my hours of reconnaissance. I also got to say, as I continue to hike down the Shoreline, Bumping River is legit. Like, I live in Oregon, so maybe it's just proximity, but I don't really read or see a lot about Bumping River. But having just got driven up and down it, I got about 2 hours of footage of Bumping River at various access points, and it's a first-class river. I mean, it is gorgeous. A lot of other states that would be the premier river, but since it happens to be southeast of Mount Rainier, this whole Bumping Lake complex gets kind of overlooked. Kind of a shame, because that Bumping River, maybe the locals don't think best kept secret, which I can appreciate, but Bumping River is amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. I will also say, in addition to like 5 or 6, developed campgrounds, there were several backcountry camp turnoff spots where some of the best backcountry camping I've seen, frankly, next to a river. I'm here at Bumping Lake, here in Okanogan-Wenatchee National Forest, Washington, and look at the tremendous beauty of Bumping Lake. This is beautiful, my friend. You can see all sorts of peaks and rolling ridges and hillsides across the way. Shapes our gorgeous landscape. Keeping one eye on the rocky shoreline so I don't trip into the drink, and the other eye glued to the majesty that is Bumping Lake. Look at how gorgeous this is. Show you the shoreline I am hiking on right now. Very interesting, this zone, sorts of twisted tree trunks. You can see straight away, I think that's where you get the name Bumping Lake, all those tree stumps. And here is our gorgeous lake friend, Bumping Lake. It is very windy today, but candidly, it feels quite refreshing. Can I interest you in some wind? Look at how absolutely beautiful this is. I am loving this lake. Really can't get enough of it. I want to walk all the way around the perimeter just to keep admiring it. Currently walking the shoreline and enjoying the beauty and splendor that is our close, trusty friend, Bumping Lake. Look at this. This is a shoreline that just keeps going. You know, some lakes you go to, there's just like one little beautiful money section, but this is like a never-ending shoreline. You could walk the entire shoreline. I'm on the campground side, so the east side. You could walk this entire shoreline, and really every single spot is money. I mean, look at it. I don't think the view is getting diminished by any stretch. Almost gives me a good conundrum to have is when to stop. Don't really want to because it just keeps being so beautiful. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Every time I think I found one of the best sites, I keep coming, one of the best views, I keep coming. I keep just loving what I'm seeing. Can't really figure out where to stop. Look at that. That is beautiful. I love this gigantic, that must have been one heck of a tree right here. That is a stump, my friend. That is a stump. Gigantic super stump of a pretty epic old growth tree. And then framing our gorgeous bumping lake. This, my friend, is absolutely beautiful. As we continue to hike along, I cannot get enough of Bumping Lake. I mean, look at this. Look at the shoreline. This beautiful glacier-carved canyon, rolling alpine wonderland. Look at the greatness, the vividness, the vibrancy of these trees. Got all these peaks and canyons and rolling hillsides. Pan over and show you the majesty. What a wonderland, my friend. What a wonderland. Look at this. There's an epic feel to it, I must say, if I do say so myself. This is insane. Look at this. Look at the greenery of that forest and these rolling hills and peaks and of course Bumping Lake. This is truly an astonishing, gorgeous, picturesque zone. Serene, tranquil, relaxing, peaceful. This, my friend, is a lake wonderland. Oh, this is so beautiful. Bumping Lake, a lake wonderland. We're right on the edge of fall. In fact, the last 2 days it was in the 80s, and all of a sudden now it's 50s, 60s. Clouds have changed, the leaves are falling, and I think I'm witnessing the transition to fall on my trip. Oh, look how beautiful this is. So I used this as my base camp for Mount Rainier. I think a little bit of a hack. Hiking hack. If you Google Bumping Lake to Sunrise Rim, it says it's about an hour 45, but that is incorrect. It's really more like an hour 15. The algorithm dramatically overestimates how long it takes to go down Bumping Road because it assumes it's a much lower condition road than it is. So you're only an hour 15 away from Sunrise Rim, parking the north side of Rainier, which is what I did yesterday all day. But instead of being at a, not to be negative, but corralled into a 200 or 300 site national park campground, you actually get to be out by yourself at a lake. So I'd rather drive a little bit farther each way to get a more private, secluded camping experience. So I stayed at spot 45, my current campsite, by far the best one at Bumping Lake. If you can get in the bay of 43, 44, 45, you will be winning at life. You will love it. I would rank them at 45, 43, 44 in that order. 45 being the best one. Do that, and then drive over to the north side of Rainier for a day excursion. Not only is this Bumping Lake gorgeous, but if you go down and access Bumping River, which feeds from Bumping Lake alongside the 12-mile Bumping River Road, several places where the Bumping River is pure magic. I think an undiscovered gem of river delight. I was blown away. I know of some rivers that get a lot of fanfare that frankly aren't as impressive as Bumping River, yet I think because it's southeast of Rainier, just doesn't give the fanfare that some other rivers do. So I think Bumping River is a bit of a undiscovered gem. I will also say, as I went up and down Bumping River Road exploring various access points of Bumping River, I was pretty blown away by the quality of some of the backcountry camping. Several places that had what I would consider to be like grade A1 ideal picturesque river backcountry camping sites. River runs through it style, where the river meanders around the site on three sides, and then the part of the earth covered by big old growth trees for shade, and got a little fire pit and flat area for a tent, and it's just perfect. And I believe those are free. I think that's just genuine backcountry camping along the river. So if you're the adventurous type and looking for some off the beaten path quality backcountry camping, I think if you put your gear in your car and drove down Bumping River, chances are, Bumping River Road that is, not the river itself, chances are you'd find a high quality backcountry campsite right up against the river. There was several, I don't want to say somewhere between a half dozen and a dozen turnouts, a lot of them having premium backcountry sites. So first come, first serve, no guarantee, but you time it right or you're willing to take a risk, I bet you'd probably get an amazing site. So definitely tucking that into the back of my noggin is a future possibility. This is beautiful, my friend. A lake forest wonderland. Look at the majestic wonder of Bumping Lake. And I wanted to stop and get this majestic view of the sun beaming down on Bumping Lake. You know, sometimes when you're just hanging out in nature and it feels like something ethereal and special happens, I am getting that feeling right now. This is gorgeous. Getting a genuine sparkle on majestic Bumping Lake here in Okanogan-Wenatchee National Forest, great state of Washington. Look at that. Now that is a sight. That is a genuine lake wonderland. This, my friend, is absolutely beautiful.